Your Excellency, the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, our Vice President and Second Secretaries, our National Chairman, Secretary General, and our First Lady, Amaivedu, allow me, Your Excellency, to ride on the protocols already observed because of time. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure to present the resolutions of the 22nd National People's Conference. But before I present the resolutions, like what the Secretary General said, we have prepared a compendium of the resolutions of the 21st National People's Conference in the form of a small handbook that I am advised has already been circulated. We have also prepared a bigger version of the smaller one, which I am also advised has been circulated. And in the interest of time, Your Excellency, I will not go through the compendium, but will table it to the National People's Conference for consideration. Having said that, Your Excellency, we have compiled the resolutions from all the thematic committees. And Your Excellency, what I'll do is I'll go through the main highlights of the resolutions, but we've compiled a document which, with your permission, will table, but will not go through in detail on all the resolutions, but make a highlight of some of them. Allow me, Your Excellency, to go through the consolidated resolutions of the Zanu Pf 22nd Annual National People's Conference held in Manicaland Province at Mutare Polytechnic College from the 13th to the 18th of October 2025. Preamble. Commending the visionary leadership of the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for providing a clear and strategic path towards national prosperity. Observing the tangible development initiatives of his leadership that are positively impacting the lives of Zimbabweans through economic empowerment and expanded opportunities. Recognizing the bold strides to position Zimbabwe as a future leader in mining and manufacturing, being achieved by reviving key industries such as the production of steel, the establishment of robust value chains, and promotion of beneficiation, among others. Acknowledging the strategic prioritization of critical infrastructure, including roads, energy, water, housing, health, and education facilities that constitute the foundation for sustainable economic growth, industrialization, and modernization. Cognizant of the strides made in making Zimbabwe food secure by the attainment of wheat self-sufficiency and the commendable progress towards overall grain self-sufficiency. Mindful to consolidate the gains realized under NDS 1 in the transition to NDS 2 to increase the momentum towards accelerating the attainment of a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030. Appreciative of the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for championing the land tenure program as a driver of development and positioning land as a cornerstone for achieving a high quality of life for the citizens. Reaffirming Zanu Pf's unwavering commitment to policies that uplift livelihoods, ensure inclusive political and social-economic participation, and guarantee equitable development across all communities. Grateful to the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, His Excellency Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for the steadfast dedication to transforming Zimbabwe, complemented by the First Lady, Comrade Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa's philanthropic work in advancing community welfare and social development. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the delegates to the Zanu Pf 22nd National People's Conference as follows. State of the Party. On the state of the party, that whereas the 21st National People's Conference of Zanu Pf held on 26 October 2024 in Bulawayo resolved as follows. In recognition of the extensive developmental milestones and the significant socio-economic progress achieved under the leadership of the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, His Excellency Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, it is resolved that his term of office as President of the Republic of Zimbabwe be extended beyond 2028 to 2030. The party and government are therefore directed to initiate the requisite legislative amendments to give full effect to this resolution to ensure continuity, stability, and the sustained transformation of the nation. Noting that no notable steps have been taken to implement the above resolution, this conference hereby reaffirms this resolution and directs the Secretary for Legal Affairs and the Minister of Justice to ensure that before the 23rd National People's Conference, this resolution of the party is fully implemented. Furthermore, all organs of the party, including the Central Committee and the Politburo, are directed to ensure that this resolution is fully implemented. And that the party expedite the dissemination and enforcement of the framework on registration of new affiliates and their functions, ensuring all affiliates work in harmonious synergy with the main party structures for greater collective impact. Develop and implement a codified handbook that regulates and guarantees a framework of party supremacy over government. Develop a comprehensive 5-year strategic plan that outlines key priorities, goals and objectives, and annual programs and projects in order to harmonize national, provincial, and district structures workflow and support strategic resource allocation. Expedite the allocation of vehicles, motorcycles, and bicycles to all levels of the party structures to improve operational mobility and effectiveness. Direct the commissariat and legal departments to develop and implement a robust mechanism to safeguard the integrity of internal party elections. Integrate political returnees from the opposition after following due process, enabling their progressive ascendancy in the party structures. Revive and observe a National Cell Day. Direct Chitepo School of Ideology to design and implement a structured ideological training program that integrates political education with practical skills development specifically for the youth. Direct government to deploy within the public service ideologically grounded cadres who are aligned with the party's values and principles. Invest in key sectors of the economy with the objective of operating successful party businesses capable of generating employment, driving industrial growth, and playing a central role in running and sustaining the national economy. Ensuring the inclusion of non-combatant cadres in the War Veterans League and accord them Liberation War hero status by the 23rd National People's Conference. Create a harmonized official order of precedence manual to formally include Politburo members and war veterans with rankings that reflect their significant roles in national government, and declared 15th of September, Munumutapa Day, a public holiday in honor of the tireless efforts of the President and First Secretary of Zanu Pf, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. Provide adequate resources to the Chitepo School of Ideology to enable it to cascade ideological orientation from leadership to grassroots level, and all members of the party are bound to observe the resolutions of the National Congress and National People's Conference, and to oppose such would be gross misconduct. Your Excellency, I will just do one or two on state of the economy and then pick on the others before I lay on the table the resolutions for this year. On state of the economy, on food security and nutrition, that the party directs government, one, to clear all outstanding payments owed to farmers and ensure future deliveries are paid within 1 month of delivery. Capacitate the Rural Infrastructure Development Agency, RIDA, and Agricultural and Rural Development Authority, ADA, to assist small-scale farmers through tillage and empowering programs in order to improve yields. Appreciate the philanthropic work and gastronomic tourism promotion by Her Excellency, the First Lady, Comrade Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, and to accelerate the production, value addition, beneficiation, promotion, and consumption of traditional foods to enhance nutrition and improve the health and well-being of Zimbabweans. Thank you. Adequately capacitate the Consumer Protection Commission of Zimbabwe and other regulatory authorities to monitor the retail sector to safeguard consumers from counterfeit and unsafe products. Modernize village business units so that their produce meets local and international market standards. Expedite the establishment of new irrigation schemes and the rehabilitation of existing ones to ensure agricultural productivity and food security. Accelerate the implementation of title deeds programs. I will then go briefly to some of the issues raised on the social services and poverty eradication thematic area. On social services and poverty eradication, that the party directs government to, one, timelessly, comprehensively, and equitably distribute to communities drought relief and other social protection measures, such as harmonized cash transfers and health safety nets. Expedite the clearance of all legacy areas under the BEAM program and enforce the policy of government of not turning away learners on grounds of non-school fees payment. Prioritize subnational health funding for upgrading local health facilities and provide quality, accessible, and affordable health services to communities. Continuously review and improve the conditions of service of all public servants and pensioners, including competitive remuneration and non-monetary benefits, in order to enhance motivation, improve public service delivery, and stem the brain drain from the public sector. Upgrade all district hospitals and schools of nursing to the same standards and ensure increase in nursing students intake. Expedite the completion of Lupane Provincial Hospital. Establish a comprehensive National Road Accident Fund scheme that provides immediate financial relief for medical expenses, rehabilitation costs, and burial support to victims of road accidents and other unforeseen tragedies. Strengthen the funding, procurement, storage, and distribution of medicines to ensure availability in all public health institutions. On microeconomic stability, Your Excellency, the party directs government to strengthen and intensify robust support for the Zimbabwe gold ZiG currency to ensure that ZiG retains the status of sole legal tender for all domestic transactions, including the purchase of fuel, among others. Promote formalization and banking through the removal of the IMTT transaction charges and reduction of other bank charges, making ZiG more accessible, affordable, and attractive for all domestic financial transactions, thereby promoting financial inclusion and strengthening the nation's monetary stability. Improve the durability of the ZiG notes with enhanced security features and increase its circulation in all denominations to safeguard market stability and maintain public confidence in the national currency. Enforce anti-corruption and anti-money laundering laws to eradicate speculation, money laundering, arbitrage, and other economic malpractices. Accelerate venture capital interventions to capacitate and increase the number of small and medium enterprises. Your Excellency, I will briefly look at provincial economies. On provincial economies, that the party directs government to explore the possibility of establishing a school of mines in each mining province. Review and enforce existing regulations on reserved sectors to protect indigenous businesses. Improve devolution funds disbursement and systems to support implementation of transformative infrastructure projects in provinces. Prioritize value addition and beneficiation at source for locally extracted natural resources such as timber to promote local economic growth. Amend Urban Councils Act, Rural District Councils Act, and other relevant statutes to allow central government to take over dysfunctional and non-performing local authorities. Prescribe term limitations for CEOs, town clerks, and town secretaries of local authorities. On infrastructure development and utilities, that the party directs government to upgrade and modernize all border posts to meet global best practices and international standards. Continue the rehabilitation and modernization of all major highways and roads across Zimbabwe. Revitalize the railways infrastructure for efficient movement of both goods and passengers. Enforce regulations governing transportation of heavy materials by roads. Implement measures to desilt and maintain water bodies to ensure sustainable water supply. Expedite the completion of the construction of the Gwai, Shangani, and Kundri dams, and prioritize funding for the expansion and development of Marondera University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology and Manicaland University, Lupane, and Gwanda State Universities. Accelerate the provision of affordable low-cost housing, ensuring adequate, safe, and affordable shelters that promote social equity and improves livelihoods of Zimbabweans. Scale up the use of renewable energy sources to reduce pressure on the national grid and enhance energy security, and establish free Wi-Fi hotspots in public spaces through the Universal Services Fund, and improve broadcasting infrastructure in remote and marginalized areas. On beneficiation and value addition, that the party directs government to implement policies and that discourage the exportation of raw materials without value addition. Formulate a comprehensive coal mining policy that promotes beneficiation to ensure the production of products such as fertilizer and retention of byproducts such as tar, gas, and benzene. Support the local establishment of solar panel and lithium battery manufacturing plants to reduce pressure on the national electricity grid. Sustain the ease of doing business initiative through the removal of barriers to trade to enhance value addition and beneficiation. On environment and tourism, that the party directs government to intensify the enforcement of all environmental laws and implement robust measures for the protection of wetlands and other vulnerable ecosystems. Resuscitate public recreational facilities, safeguard them and ensure they are sustainably managed. Expand and intensify educational awareness programs on resilient environmental practices and veiled fire prevention. Expedite the establishment of a school of hospitality in Victoria Falls and expand the initiative to other prime tourism destinations, and leverage natural attractions in all provinces to improve the tourism industry. Your Excellency, I'll briefly touch on the women's affairs. On women's affairs, that the President and First Secretary of the party, His Excellency Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's term of office be extended beyond 2028 to 2030. The party directs government to continuously expand support for women's access to soft loans to promote their economic empowerment programs and projects, fully capacitate and transform the Women's Bank into a robust, fully fledged financial institution to provide accessible credit and financial services to women for enhancing their business endeavors. Prioritize housing allocations for women to promote social equity and economic empowerment. Establish women-focused agricultural and mining hubs to enhance skills development, productivity, and economic participation. Achieve a 50-50 gender parity in all party structures, ensuring participation and representation of women at all levels of leadership and decision-making. And constantly reviewing the producer prices for grains, particularly maize and traditional grains, to sustain the farmer, the majority of whom are women. And lastly, the government must strongly enforce the laws on reserved sectors of the economy. On youth affairs, Your Excellency, this has been adequately dealt with by the Secretary for Youth Affairs. I'll go to veterans of the liberation struggle, ex-political prisoners, detainees, and restrictees. On veterans of the liberation struggle, that the President and First Secretary of the parties, Zanu Pf, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa's term of office be extended beyond 2028 to 2030. And that the party and government expedite the inclusion of non-combatant cadres in the War Veterans League and accord them Liberation War Hero status. Prioritize the repatriation and reburial of heroes who were buried outside and within Zimbabwe. Introduce a policy that designates war veterans as a special group eligible for affordable land title deeds within the framework of the land tenure program. Review the pension laws so as to accord dependents of the veterans of the liberation struggle the same benefits that are provided to the living veterans of the liberation struggle. Institutionalize a comprehensive health insurance scheme to improve the quality of life and dignity of veterans and their families. All veterans of the liberation struggle to receive state-assisted funerals for their burial. On drug and substance abuse, lastly, to implement youth-focused community-level interventions, empowerment and livelihood programs, and capacitate and strengthen vocational training centers to curb proliferation of this scourge. Intensify the enforcement of all anti-drug and substance abuse legislative frameworks to protect the citizens and safeguard national well-being. Establish comprehensive standalone drug treatment, rehabilitation, and recovery facilities per administrative district for the benefit of individuals with substance use disorders. Mainstream the positive parenting manual in order to encourage community parenting. And lastly, strengthen the information communication materials starting from early childhood. Your Excellency, the comprehensive document will be circulated to provinces. We are in the process of finalizing it. And allow me, Your Excellency, to table the conference resolutions to the conference for adoption. I thank you, Your Excellency.